Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingPibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 12, day 4. It is March 23rd, 2017. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only, to support your knowledge in the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, it is Thursday, and with Tuesdays and Thursdays being our favorite days of the week, I cannot attest to Thursday being our favorite day this week, as the AM chop completely led to the pop before the mid-session on the indices and the PM session volatility after the healthcare vote being put on hold. And if you were just watching the Twitter feed and the social media outlets with the messages going back and forth of pass, no pass vote, it was enough to lead one a little bit in indecision. That's exactly where we're at today. Indecision is the name of the game today, so we will have to watch closely and monitor that as the night progresses, as we roll into tomorrow. All right, let's jump in. Let's jump into the pre-market trend here, as we do 15 minutes prior to each day's session. Let's go back to the charts here for a minute. There we go. Oh, hang on a second. And wrong charts. There we go. Daily Outlook. All right. Price action on the Daily Outlook this morning. Looking at jobless claims. Yellen speaking this morning. Actually, the Yellen not raising much. Comments alluding to economic conditions. But the VIX sitting at 1285. Looking at the screen share this morning. Price action. Yeah, let's get that up again. Boy, a little technical malfunction there. All right. Price action this morning on the markets, a little bit choppy across, pretty much in sync, really indecision all across the board. Crude was already moving down, so not much really moving in either direction. ES start to give a little go here, and following with the YM and the NQ. So not much really there in the AM session and the Globex session, as everything was chopped. All right, Nasdaq this morning. Looking at upper levels, 53.90 up to 58, a high of 78.50. So not coming anywhere close to that 53.90. Downside NQ low today here, 47.25. So just within a reach of 51 downside on the NQ. Short-term pick here on the NQ this morning. So take the bigger picture in mind. You got the 60-minute chart on the MMLs down here. Looking again, upper levels, thinking, yep, 53.90 seem reasonable here, but NQ not showing us anywhere near close there, as 78.50 was the high here. But it was to the downside. Again, we had a reset on the NQ here today, but holding upside, thinking that off the lows, maybe a pullback here down to 51 and 32. NQ Globex TPO. It was the market profile again after that big move down on on Wednesday, as price action pulled back on our overall markets. U.S. indices rolled down. Overnight session was pretty much 100% well balanced, and overall net long as it was holding above the previous close. Interesting enough. Let's go back to the chart that I just had up before. There we go. Taking a look at the volume profile. Notice the 600-day VPOC. Something I believe I forgot to mention yesterday, but actually we closed right out at the 600-day VPOC. So when watching volume profile, key is knowing where that level is and knowing that eventually markets return like a magnet to that level, and that's exactly where we closed out yesterday. So here we could see within the 70% of the range of the market profile, 600-day VPOC seems to be an attraction there. All right, so NQ this morning as price action never getting anywhere near the open gap. Take a look at the charts, how they fed out today. All right, ES we were looking at 23.56 as our high for today. Falling in between our two levels up here, 51 and 59 downside, 23.38.25. So just shy of the downside target. Short-term pick as we were 100% net long on the overnights. Appreciate the overnight action was pretty much chop. You can see here, not really pushing up to resistance or support. Again, any number we call out here in this recap and outlook for tomorrow on the daily trend can change overnight, especially with the 15-minute ES reset. But here, with the same chart from yesterday's price action, 23.51 and 23.35 were both levels to be ready for in both directions. All right, taking a look at the ES Globex TPO. There was the big drop on Wednesday, overnight session, 100% net short, balanced profile yesterday, and Globex 100% net long, for the most part, holding above the close 23.42.75 and at the VPOC volume profile. All right. How did we do today, guys? Indecision, big unknown here as far as healthcare, which may just seem to rule out exactly what's going to happen today. Take a look here at the indices. Again, AM chop leading that pop before the mid-session. VIX closing itself out at 1312. So we get a lift on the VIX here, 11 in the green and 14 in the red. There are your econ highlights for today. And really the healthcare vote leading to that volatile indecision today. So where are we headed if the healthcare vote passes? We'll take a look at charts going up. We'll go ahead and recap there here at the end. All right, so let's recap the volume profile here as we saw a nice balance. Again, I appreciate the volume profile versus the time profile. Shows me how much volume was traded at a certain given price. So not a bad, healthy profile here to NQ. A little bit of weakness on the bottom. Would have liked to see a little bit more volume outside the 70% range. ES, again, same picture, but not bad structure as you can see here on the drop on Wednesday. Again, this is regular trading hours only as the NQ holds to its 600-day VPOC. ES closing out yesterday's VPOC and staying within still the lower range of that sell-off on Wednesday. Big indecisions. All right, daily gaps. Where do we sit? 54.41 at the high, 161 up here, 401 highs, regular trading hours, weekly opening price, all holding downside. Still, again, holding within the range, watching the open gaps. We closed out an open gap there on the YM yesterday as we watched the nearest levels downside, 1575, 248, and 3250. Take a look at the AD lines today. Appreciate the NISS NYSE running up to that 1600. As long as you're watching the daily trends, you can see those levels holding on any given day. We got the outliers upstairs. 45 to 45 is a normal range-bound day. That's exactly what we got here on the NQ. ES, really the mover of the day, pushing a little bit higher, but pulling back here as the YM and ES. You can see the three structures here on the AD lines, very similar in price action today. All right, let's take a look at some of the key charts. Not much to post here as the right out of the market open, pre-market analysis, again, source to the shadow trader here for posting the market profile each morning. We're looking for price action. Again, with overnight inventory 100% net long, we would have liked to see either price action come down here to that 32.25, the overnight low and the regular trading hour low, or to at least break out of the high here, overnight high, which happened to be the high from the previous session. Take a look at the ES. ES reaching down here, almost 23.39-ish here. His price action got a nice lift. Again, on the 5-4 Flex Renko, nice AM session, was very clean as we saw price action lift. post 110 minutes, so almost 2 hours right before what would usually be the euro close, but last week, daylight saving time. Here we saw the ES push up upside to resistance off the major support. There was your best move of the AM. Again, a little bit of caution here on the ES as the 5144 cloud not in sync. So there was your best setup of the ES running away and pulling the other indices as the ES runs itself up to the ADR, average daily range high, average daily range low. Actually, posting that number there afterwards. Nice move on the ES from one level to another. So wrapping up today on the ES, off the MMLs, very, very nicely done off the ADR low here at the market open, up to the average daily range and the overbought. Combination with the HA bars gives you the entry to the downside. Again, stop up here, or trade management took you out if you moved your stop any closer, and then a possible re-entry off the resistance back downside, running it down to the average daily range low. All right, so taking a look at the ES full session, there it was, going to a higher time frame. Again, leaving a lot of the chop out in the PM session gave you a better opportunity. One last move down here in the last hour as the volatility in the healthcare vote was vacillating on the social media waves. YM again going to the 10-7, keeping time frame. There was in the AM session much cleaner to the upside. Again, you could see numerous opportunities downside, but pullbacks were deep, DWAPs holding, and eventually opening price. Let's go back. You could see not much difference here, 42.50, 40, a 2.5 point difference, as well as the YM here, 588, 573, not much. All right, NQ full session here. Price action again going to the higher time frame, kept you out of a lot of the noise here. VWAP holding, monthly VWAP, weekly VWAP here, second resistance. Here was your second move in the AM session, PM session, AM session with on a higher time frame. Again, smaller time frames got you a lot of entries, but a lot of noise, a lot of false entries today. So PM session pretty much a sit out as I had recommended here in the live trading room. All right, so NQ finishes out the TPO here. VPOC, again, similar around that 600-day VPOC. Nice profile on the volume profile. Time profile, again, still sitting within the range of that Wednesday sell-off. Here's your overnight session, so we came down. And the ES, again, there it was, breaking that overnight high. We never got down to the lows. So price action holding to the upside. Well-balanced profile on the ES. All right, let's jump again into the charts as they roll into tomorrow. Just a quick, again, across the board. Appreciate the gold. Crude here, nice little move down here pre-session, but afterwards, crude didn't really move anywhere. And across the board, gold as well. Again, very choppy. A little bit of a move here inside the Globex. There it is. That's what you're looking for. Solid body, Heiken Ashi bars downside with all charts in sync gives you the highest probability setup. All right. Yen. Again, similar picture here as the indices rolled down. Indecision on the yen. Got a nice little afternoon lift here as the U.S. indices rolled down. Yen is up. AM session moving downside on the yen after an overnight or pre-market. Actually, overnight was a nice move here on the yen. You can see holding 50 to 144 above the clouds. So yen cleaner than the rest for today, March 23rd. Again, very messy on the euro as price action really unable to get any footing here today. All right, let's take a look at the daily big pick as we roll into tomorrow. Again, Globex, be ready. Watch for the price action to move in both directions or very much chop until we have that healthcare vote. 23.35 ups, downside, 23.51 upside as we continue to maintain at the lows on both the 60-minute and the 4-hour chart. Taking a look at the YM, 60-minute, 4-hour, and 15-minute chart. Anything upside, look to 625 up to 664 as we hold at the lows on the YM 4-hour and 60-minute chart. Anything lower, look to retest today's lows, including all the way down to 557. Wrapping it up on the NQ. Price action again. Very choppy price action here on the MMLs. We ran it up to the overboughts. 50% pullback. Back upside. Back downside to support off the MMLs. Overnight action. Watch for us to retest the upper levels up to 75. Anything downside, look to 44, 53, 44, 24. Again, still maintaining at the low 60-minute and 4-hour charts as we roll into tomorrow's session. All right, Jedi traders, what to expect for tomorrow? On the economic calendar, again, we have multiple Fed speakers. Count them up. Plenty to go around, including rig count, I believe, in the afternoon, or maybe not. Not on the chart here, but, oh, there it is. Rig counts on Fridays, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and straight from the TV. What's going to happen tomorrow? Healthcare vote. If it passes, look for the stocks to come back up. Anything else, downside or postpone, we could see stocks falling. At that point, stocks falling means we go grab some lower gaps, MML levels, and trend. Watch the HA bars for tomorrow. You got your Globex levels. Watch the social feed. Watch the news for any insight as the algos just simply got beat up today in headline mania. All right, that concludes an insight into the daily trend and technical momentum of the indices, key futures markets. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My mantra is one simple strategy: any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. That's what it looks like. That is not the price action we had today there on the charts. That is what we had on Wednesday. So be patient. Be patient for these kinds of moves. They will come. You never know if that one will be it. That's where the trade management steps in, and hopefully you get your first contract off and allow yourself to manage it on the way down. Yes, scalping can be a great way to trade, but learning to ride the trend is also a great strategy to implement and let your runners run. Hey guys, you can find me every day on Twitter at Trading Fibs, and as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. For those of you that are interested in joining us in our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, David at tradingfibs.com. You may join us on any Thursday or Friday, one day left in the week, to view those live chart setups as they happen in the trading day. If it's not one thing after another, guys, contracts moves into the June. We were waiting for FOMC. Now it's one thing after another. If it's not going to be healthcare, it's going to be tax reform. It's going to be earnings season. So you just have to roll with the market and wait for your setups, and always have a solid trading plan to keep you either in the trade or good trade management to not have your losses become any larger. Hey guys, have yourselves a Blue Zone day wherever you may be. Have a good day, good night, and good trading to you.